Hello, and we are live for our first office hours. Thank you very much for joining us. We're very excited to have you. We'll just wait for a few minutes to make sure everyone has the ability to join, and then we will kick off in just another minute. Okay, so let's kick this off. So I first just want to talk through the agenda for our office hours today. Our plan is to go through a brief introduction and overview of what we're trying to accomplish with these, both today and moving forward. This is a new monthly thing that we'll be holding for our partners, and just want to talk through the goals of what we're hoping to get out of these and what we're hoping you can get out of these. Then we're going to walk through the promotions that are available in Q4. So we want to make sure that you are all aware of what the promotions are for G Suite before the end of the year. So we have someone here from the partner programs team who will talk you through everything that's available to you from a promotions perspective. Then we will also walk through a new rebate that we have available in Q4. It's called our Dash for Cash rebate. And so we have someone else here from the partner operations team who will talk through what that is and make sure that you are set to take advantage of that. And then lastly, we will answer the questions that all of our partners have submitted prior to today and make sure that we address those questions before the end of the hour. So first, we just want to cover, what are we trying to do with office hours? What are they? What's the purpose? So what we're going to be doing moving forward is holding monthly hour-long sessions. They're open to all of our G Suite partners. All of these sessions will be held using YouTube Live. So partners from any region are welcome to join. We do have them offered at 2 times each month, so one at 8 a.m. PST and one at 4 p.m. PST. If these prove out to be useful and we need to add additional times to reach some other time zones, we will consider doing that as well. And then the goal of these. So we really just want to create a forum where we can share our updates with you, so share the things that are top of mind from a partner perspective. And then we also want to have a forum where you can ask us questions that you really want answers to and haven't been able to get answers. So it is worth noting, like, very individual questions are really still best answered by partner program support, but broad questions that you have a hard time getting answered, that you just don't understand, more strategic questions about our partner program, we want to make sure we're addressing those and that you have a place where you can be heard and ask those questions. And then who will be attending? So this is, as I mentioned, open to all of our G Suite partners across the globe. And we hope that you will come whenever you want to learn about updates on our end or get some of your questions answered. And then every month we will have a different group of Googlers who is here. So they will be the Googlers who are best addressed to answer the questions that you've submitted or talk through the topics that we want to cover. And so that is the primary goal of these office hours. We're not currently accepting live questions, which is why we did ask that you submit questions beforehand. The purpose of this is just because we received a lot of interest in office hours, so we want to make sure we're able to address the questions that are most popular and use the time most effectively. If we add more sessions and have fewer partners at each session, we would be able to open it up to live questions. But moving forward, please just make sure to submit your questions beforehand on our GCC page. Okay, so these are your Googlers for this morning, November 14th. There are 4 of us here, and we will go around and introduce ourselves. My name is Abby Hale. I work on our non-Premier partners. So we typically call them community partners, and I'm focused on the types of programs and trainings and things that can best enable those partners to succeed. We also have Tom here, and I will let Tom introduce himself.
Hi, everybody. Great to be here. Thanks for joining today. I oversee our global SME partnerships effort. So we work with partners of all types, whether telcos, hosting companies, both premier and non-premier partners that are helping our SMB, small, mid-size ecosystem grow. excited to be here today.
Great. And we have Mary.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Borden, and I'm a program manager within the partner programs team. And my job is to make sure that partners are aware of and prepared to support a new product, new features, or new campaigns as they're launched. And today I'm going to walk you through the campaigns piece.
Great. And last but not least, we also have Sarah.
Hi, everyone. This is Sarah Bay. So what I do here for the Google Cloud Partner Program is I manage incentive operations. So this includes everything from rebate programs, also known as VSIs, to other types of incentives we have available, like sales, promotions, partner services fund, and so on.
Great. So this is the crew for today's office hours. Next month, depending on the topics that we'll cover, you may have some of the same people, you may have some new people. So this will vary every month depending on what we're addressing in each session. So the first thing we want to talk through, Mary is going to walk us through the available promotions that we have for G Suite in Q4. And we just want to make sure you're aware of them, know how to use them, and are best equipped to, serve your customers with these promotions.
Cool, thanks, Abby. So, partners, I hope you came across some of all these promotions somewhere in Cloud Connect. If not, you should be able to find a recap in the portal just by typing promotions or G Suite, and you should get a recap of all these ones. Are we gonna share the decks afterwards? Okay, perfect. So the stack also has the link to each single promotion, so you can read through more details. But for now, for today, I'd like to walk you through briefly what is available to you, and to remind you that all these promotions are expiring at the end of the year. So make sure that if you have any eligible customer or prospect, you take advantage of these great opportunities. The first one I want to talk about is our most successful promotion that we have to date, and it's the G Suite EA promo. And that's basically an opportunity for you to move to G Suite a prospect that's using an enterprise agreement with another vendor that may be locked by this enterprise agreement, and they really don't want to make the move until their enterprise agreement, or EA, as we call it, is expired. So for this promotion, you can offer G Suite for free until their EA expires, and on top of that, you can also offer additional benefits. For example, you can offer security workshops, and you will get a voucher for that, or security keys. You will get a rebate per each license sold of G Suite Business or Enterprise. And most importantly, even if your customer is not on an EA, you can offer deployment voucher if the customer is eligible. I believe it's 300 plus customers, right? So you can offset the cost of the deployment of the customer once they decide to move forward with G Suite. And Google will pay you, the partner, for that. So that's a great opportunity for both yourselves to offer additional services to your partners on top of the licensing, and also for the customer to try and move on to G Suite without having to pay for two vendors at the same time. Importantly, to get to offer this promotion, you need to enroll. So make sure that you've gone through ethics and compliance, you undergo due diligence, and then you go to our beautiful PIP tool and register in there, accept the terms, and start submitting your leads there. Another important thing I wanted to highlight is that to help you having discussions with your customers about moving to G Suite, or about upgrading, you have in Cloud Connect really big list of assets and resources that you can refer to really learn more about how you can talk to your customers. There are slides that you can refer to. There's a campaign in a box that you can use through Partner Marketing Studio. There is a new objection handling playbook that we made available so that you can use, the content in there to go and talk to your customers. By the way, this is very new content. We are actually having a YouTube live session later today, this week. I believe it's on Thursday morning, Pacific time. So make sure that you take advantage of all these assets. We also have a completely dedicated G Suite deployment section in Cloud Connect for that. So make sure you're prepared, and you will see that throughout, as we launch new promotions, we will continuously refer to these sections. So I understand it might be overwhelming at first, but you will realize that these assets are really like the top and most important resources that you need to be familiar with. So once you've gone through that, you should be good to go. So here's for the G Suite EA promo. This is focused on new prospects, new customers. But if you have a customer, the current customer that is on Basic, and you want to try to upgrade them to Business or to Enterprise Edition, you can use other promotions. And we currently have 2 for upgrading to Business, and let's say 2 or 3, depending on how you see, to upgrade to Enterprise. So going to the Enterprise upgrade. So the Enterprise SKU was launched almost a year ago, and it has a whole lot of additional features that you can, especially security, around security, that you can pitch to your customers, but it has a cost, right? It's $25 per user per month, which can be hard to sell to some customers. So these promotions should hopefully help you introduce your customers to G Suite Enterprise. So the first one is the $15 upgrade. So if you have a customer that has more of or 350 seats, you can offer them a G Suite Enterprise at $15 per user per month instead of $25. And these, however, will only work if you submit the subscription offline. If you want to do this online, you have 2 promotions. One is the 12 for 8 and the 24 for 15, which is basically you pay for 8 months and you get G Suite Enterprise for 12 months, or you pay for 15 months and you get it for 24. So it's a pretty good discount. And the good part of this is that you don't really have a minimum amount of seats to pitch these to. So you can reach your SMB customers through this promotion. And last but not least, the promotions to upgrade to G Suite Business. The most popular we have is the 18 for 12, and that's for accounts that have from 10 to 99 seats. And this is the same logic as the 18 for 12 for 8 and 24 for 15. So you pay for 12 and you get 18 months of G Suite Business. And the 15 for 12 is the same concept, but it's for bigger accounts from 100 to 999 seats. All these online promotions that we call also extra wide promotions, you need to submit and register the deal in PST. So you need to be familiar with the partner sales tools. If you don't know how to use it, no worry. If you click on these links in this slide, you will be pointed to all the relevant pages where you can learn about PST. But make sure that you submit the deals and follow the instructions that we have in our process docs. And a member of our team will review the deal, will approve it, and shortly after, you should see the offer available in the reseller console for your customer. And then you can just, need to click on it and go for further and offer the promotion. So it should be pretty straightforward, and these promotions have been going on for a while now. So hopefully you will find a lot, all the information that you need in the FAQs and in the process doc that we have. If you don't, for all of these promotions, there is an aliases that you can reach out to. So don't be shy, use them, and we are pretty responsive and make sure that you understand how to use and make advantage of these promotions. And again, make sure that you get familiar with Cloud Connect, because you can find so much information in there, not just about these promotions, but how you can really be effective at selling Google. And again, use the comments, use the feedback tools that we have in Cloud Connect to let us know how you find these promotions.
Great, thank you, Mary. And so as Mary mentioned, we will be posting this on GCC afterwards. And so you will be able to link to all the specific details about these and make sure that you're able to leverage them as best as possible. I also do just want to call out, these are all valid through the end of Q4. We don't yet know which of these will extend moving forward. So it's a really great opportunity to take advantage of these promotions now for any customers that you think might be interested in business or enterprise. And then next, we're going to go to Sarah, who's going to talk us through the Dash for Cash rebate, which is new in Q4.
Thanks, Abby. So now I'm going to go through the Q4 Dash for Cash rebate, also known as Volume Sales Incentive. If you guys don't know that term, so it's VSI. It's an acronym worth getting familiar with, although I know we have many. So what this is a 10% rebate on every eligible deal you close between October 1st to December 31st, 2017. We're going to go into eligible in just a sec. Also want to note that we're also giving away free Google Swag to the first 5 partners to close an eligible 5,000 plus seat deal. So the images that you see here are some of the examples. What you might actually receive will depend on your region due to product availability. So next, going to go into what does a rebate eligible deal look like. And just want to note that this is content which we presented in a YouTube Live specifically for this program earlier this quarter, but I do think that it's important that just to make sure that you fully understand the eligibility criteria. So going to go through this again. So to have an eligible deal, first of all, the reselling partner, that's you, need to make sure that you are enrolled in this rebate program. Second, you need to make sure that your deal closes this quarter, October 1st to December 31st. Even if you source the deal, submitted it through PST in any time prior to this quarter, as long as it closes this quarter, then you're fine. You will receive the rebate on that deal if it's eligible. Next, want to specify that this is only for new business, partner-sourced customers. However, so the definition of new business we're using is according to the partner program guide. So this includes net new customers as well as upsells and upgrades. Moving into the final comment, in order to be eligible, you also need to purchase 500 or more G Suite seats, or apply your upgrade upsell on 500 or more G Suite seats. And next, want to talk a bit about combining this rebate with other incentives that we have available right now. So just want to be very clear that this offer cannot be combined with the G Suite EA promo. So this is one of the promos that Mary covered earlier. However, this includes the promo in any capacity, including deployment voucher only deals, as well as deals with a free G Suite period. However, this offer can be combined with the other programs listed here. So this includes Partner Services Fund, the Partner Source New Business Plan rebate. So this rebate is for Premier partners only if you grow 40% year over year, your Partner Source New Business. At the end of the quarter, if you hit that target, then you will receive that rebate on top of the individual rebates for the eligible deals you close with Dash for Cash. And lastly, this is also this is also something you can combine with other available G Suite promotions, including the ones which Mary just talked about. So would recommend reviewing her slide as to ensure that you are making the most out of the promotions available to you. And lastly, if you have any questions about whether your deal is eligible, always feel free to contact our email alias, which is partner-rebates-program@google.com. And just lastly, I want to make sure that you all know how to be enrolled in this rebate program. So just want to be very clear that you must be enrolled in this program before your eligible deal closes. So since this deck is going to go out at the end of this YouTube Live, the form to enroll yourself in the rebate is linked here. Once you fill it out, the partner program support team will get in touch with you. You only need to be enrolled once for this entire program. You do not need to be enrolled on a per deal basis. Just want to also emphasize that most partners should actually be enrolled already. For example, if you're a Premier partner, you will be enrolled. And if you had a existing eligible lead in PST, you should also have been enrolled. And also just want to say, make sure that you do register your eligible leads in PST ASAP, because if you have an eligible deal and you're not in this rebate, then we will contact you to make sure that you get into the rebate and you get it on your eligible deals.
Great. Thank you, Sarah. And before we jump into Q&A, 2 last points. One on the Dash for Cash rebate. So this is something we put in place to really try to close out the year in a strong way, which we believe is important for us, but also important for our partners. So we hope you'll take advantage of this in Q4. And then the second point is Mary actually also wanted to mention a new Salesforce offer per the new agreement and partnership that we forged with Salesforce. So we'll go there and then we'll go into Q&A.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. So very briefly, you probably heard that last week we announced a new partnership with Salesforce, and some of you may receive leads from Salesforce as a consequence of this new alliance that's been built. We have a promotion in place, and we're going to have a YouTube live session tomorrow to talk about it. Even if you're not going to get leads, I think it will be very important for you to be aware of this new partnership, because it's a good way to, it's a great example to show your customers of how Google is getting more and more serious in the enterprise space. So I recommend that you attend a YouTube live session tomorrow. If you can't, as usual, don't worry. We'll record this, the YouTube live session, and we'll make it available in Cloud Connect. You can register as usual through Cloud Connect. In the main page, you should find a summary of all the online and upcoming online events. So check it out, register. There's a couple of really useful events coming up. And as the year is slowly but surely coming to an end, make sure you can cover and close as many deals as possible thanks to all these opportunities that we're making available to you.
Perfect. And we can add in the links to both of the sessions that Mary mentioned that are upcoming this week, just to make sure you can find those easily. And so with that, we're going to go to the Q&A. So what we've done is to look at all of the questions submitted on our GCC page, reach out to the relevant experts, and provide answers for those questions. We also have some more frequently asked questions that we've received in the past several weeks over partner summits or just emails. And so we've included those as well to make sure we give you as comprehensive a view as possible. So we'll just dive into these. And again, just remember, when you have questions that you would like to get answered, please submit them on the GCC page. We'll be able to find the expert if we're not the expert, and then make sure we have the answer for you in these sessions. So the first question is, this is a common question we receive from partners who are contracted to sell in a particular region and want to expand to sell in an additional region. So the question is, for example, I'm currently a G Suite reseller in North America, but I have a prospect in Europe. Can I sell to them? So for this, each reseller contract is for a specific region. So in order to actually sell to a prospect in a different area, you will need to update your partner contract before doing that. But we do have a fairly straightforward process in place to help you with that. So there's a support request form, which we would ask you to submit. And there's a very specific option to select regional expansion as the primary reason behind the request. So if you submit the support request form, select regional expansion, then our support team knows that you are trying to change your contract to be able to sell into a different area. And they will reach out to you and walk you through step by step exactly what information they need from you to then approve that change. So that is how our partners are able to extend into multiple regions. And this is something that many of our partners do. So it is by all means possible, but we do just have to make sure you get a new contract to allow you to do that. The second question, and we've received this fairly frequently over the past several months, are there any free G Suite trainings available on GCC? And the answer is yes, there are. So we do have many in-depth courses through Coursera programs, and I think we've been talking a lot about those in the last several months. These Coursera programs do cost money. However, there are many great free resources available in Google University as well. So I've linked to some of these trainings. You can go into Google University and find by product a set of trainings that you can take, and they include videos, sort of tests, and this wouldn't be the formal credential requirements, but they do have, if you're a salesperson focused on G Suite, here are the top 5 things we recommend you go through. If you are a marketing person focused on G Suite, here's what we recommend you do. So I do have the link here, and you'll be able to access those trainings after I send this out. So please do take advantage of those free trainings. We highly recommend the Coursera trainings as well, but understand that not everyone is going to be able to pay to go through these Coursera programs, certainly not everyone in a given partner. So we want to make sure you have the trainings available that do not cost money as well. The next question is, what are the current requirements to stay in the partner program, and which credentials do we need to achieve? So this question was specifically around the non-Premier requirements. The Premier requirements are different, but we'll be covering the non-Premier requirements. So partners are required to complete the following. So we ask partners to have 2 sales credentials complete and 2 technical credentials for your specific product. So if you are a reselling partner focused on G Suite, we need 2 people in your partner organization to complete the sales credential. And then we need 2 people in your partner organization to complete the G Suite technical credential. 2 things worth noting. One is that if you are not a reselling partner, so this really applies for GCP partners, then we don't require the sales credential. So we only require sales credentials if you are a reseller. And then the other thing, which can be somewhat confusing, we don't actually have 2 different technical credentials for G Suite. We just have 1. So we're just asking that 2 people in your organization take that same credential. So I've linked to where those credentials can be found. If you're not sure whether you are meeting the minimum requirements, so you're not sure if your partner organization is up to speed on these credentials, if you submit a request to Partner Program Support, they will be able to confirm for you. One thing worth noting here is that we have heard that in the partner account, where you're able to see whether or not you've completed the required credentials and see how you're doing against bookings goals, that the credential information is not always up to date. And that is something that we're actively working on. So once that is completely up to date, you'll actually be able to verify in that partner account tool whether or not you need to take an additional credential. In the meantime, please feel free to submit a question to Partner Program Support, and they should be able to confirm with you fairly quickly how you're doing. This question is, can you talk through Google's priority of G Suite versus GCP? So this has come up a lot because in some of the partner events we've done, and some of the news releases, there's been a lot of hype around GCP, and our G Suite partners have asked us, are you still focused on G Suite? So the answer is unequivocally yes. GCP is a strategic focus for us, but G Suite has been and continues to remain a top priority. So we are continuing to build out both resources and assets focused on our G Suite product and our G Suite partner program. So you'll see if you are on Google Cloud Connect, we have new trainings focused specifically on G Suite, and we're investing heavily in our partners and our partner resources going into 2018 for G Suite specifically. So we want to make sure that that message is heard loud and clear. We are very dedicated to G Suite, and we're very dedicated to helping you sell G Suite. Okay, this question is, can you describe Google's response to GDPR? So GDPR is, for those of you who don't know, stands for the General Data Protection Regulation, and it's a European data regulation piece of legislation. It's going into effect in May of 2018. And really what it's doing is strengthening the rights and making very specific guidelines for the rights that individuals have regarding personal data related to them. So there are many detailed things that GDPR is requiring, and you can actually find a detailed list of all of those on some of the links that we've put here below. So the question is, how is Google responding to GDPR? Are we going to be able to comply with GDPR? And what does that mean for our partners and for our customers, specifically as it relates to G Suite? So Google is committed to GDPR compliance across all of Google Cloud Services. So we've actually been working for over a year on the implementation of GDPR. There were many processes in place that prepared us fairly well for GDPR compliance, and some of those were things like customer audit rights that we already had, incident notifications that we had already committed to, and those are all required as part of GDPR in May. But then there are some things that we do need to work through and that we are working through to meet other GDPR compliance requirements. So something that would be an example of that would be records of processing. So the long story short here is we are fully committed to GDPR compliance. There's a lot of work happening to make sure that we are ready for that in May 2018. There is a 30-minute video walkthrough focused exclusively on GDPR and what Google is doing and how we are helping our customers to prepare. So that actually happened a week ago. That video was another YouTube Live event. It happened November 8th. And so if you follow this link, you'll be able to watch that if you want more specific information about GDPR. So please do that. There's a lot of great information there. It requires a half hour to really go into detail on all of those things. But we are ready to comply with GDPR. We are committed to doing that by May 2018. So this question is, how can we account for local tax withholding arrangements through Google Invoices? So specifically, the question refers to partners who are working in countries that have specific tax treaties between them. So this happens fairly frequently in APAC. And so what the question is can Google Invoices reflect the tax withholding agreements that countries have when a partner is working in those countries? Unfortunately, Google's policy is that partners must actually pay all invoices in full between Google and the partner, and then handle the tax-related questions or issues directly with their local governments. So because of that, at this time, we're not able to adjust partner contracts or invoices to account for the local tax withholding arrangements. The next question is, how can we sign up to receive notices of order management process changes? So this has come up from a few different partners, and we've received feedback that order management process will change, and our partners don't have one place that they can go to understand when it's happening, prepare for that, and then make sure that their orders are placed as quickly and efficiently as possible. So we did check in with the order management team. Currently, there is not a hub on Cloud Connect focused on this, but they have received the same feedback. So it is something that we are thinking about and hoping to address. And we will be working with the order management team in 2018 to try to create a central hub, which would, make sure that partners are aware of changes that have been acted, but also be able to give them visibility into changes that are coming. So unfortunately, I don't have a great answer for this right now, but it is something that we are aware of and that we're working on and that we really hope to improve for our partners. We'll plan to keep you updated on that progress, so please continue to come to these office hours, and we'll make a note of this, and as we know more, we will continue to let you know how we're progressing on that. And then the last question is, can we get better support? One suggestion was, can we have a country-level PSM? And then also, how do we even know who the best contact is for us to reach out to? So as you know, right now, we do have dedicated partner managers for our Premier partners, and we historically have not had partner managers for non-Premier partners. Partnerships are very important to Google Cloud, and we're investing really heavily in partnerships across the board. So the good news is we're actually adding partner managers who are focused on non-Premier partners, and that is happening this quarter and will continue to grow into 2018. So we do not have full coverage yet. When we do get to full coverage, it will likely be a regional model versus a country-specific one. However, we will have better coverage than we do today. So there is help coming, and we will be better equipped to support our non-Premier partners. So in the meantime, please continue to use the channels that we have now. And then through forums like this and monthly newsletters, we will keep you updated as our coverage expands. So right now, the channels that we have for any deal-specific questions or for any deal that you would like engagement from Google on, whether it's a sales team engagement or like an engineer engagement to help you with a demo, please make sure to just submit those deals through PST, and then we'll be able to connect you with the right sales leads in order to get you help there. And then for other questions, leverage the partner program support team. They are the best source right now to get your questions answered. But as I mentioned, we are investing heavily in partnerships, and we hope to have better support available for you moving forward. So that is all that we have today. Those are all of the questions that we received. We hope this is helpful. For next month's office hours, we'll plan to send out a similar form to what we did this month to get information on who would like to attend, but we'll also ask for suggested topics. So today we decided to go through Q4 promotions and rebates just to make sure we got that information to you as early as possible, considering we're halfway through the quarter. What we'd like to do moving forward is get your feedback on who you'd like to hear from and what topics you'd like to have covered. So for the December office hours, we will do that. So please look out for that email. Please let us know what you'd like us to cover in these, in addition to submitting the questions on GCC. So thank you very much for joining us. It was great to have you, and we look forward to doing this regularly in the future.
Thank you.